Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sonia Sunhart, and today I have a special YouTube recording. I have been for a long time now studying the law of attraction, vibration, manifestation, because I understand that everything is frequency. I understand that our thoughts create our reality. And I have my own experiences, as I'm sure you do. And I would love to discuss that openly very soon and have a platform where we can have questions and answers together. I think it's important for us to interact in these times and to really focus on the creation of our reality, the reality revolution, as Brian Scott so beautifully speaks about on his channel. And my own experience, it has been one of extremes, to put it mildly. Before I understood the laws of, for example, the pendulum, or how one will automatically fling to the other side. When we focus on the darkness, we get more of it, and when we focus on light, we get more of it. And this is actually what I believe is happening right now, is the contrast is getting stronger and stronger, and energy flows where attention goes. So I want to assist right now myself and others, my friends, my beautiful, beautiful starseed friends, I guess, the ones that are, feel a lot and understand reality through a certain lens, a certain perspective. And often we are very heart-centered and want to create the world that our hearts know is possible. But we're not necessarily monetarily focused, okay? So that's not a bad thing. It's just that, as we know, if we don't have the financial means, we are limited in our creative capacity to build and to assist and help each other, because this is what we're here to do. And I love encouraging my friends, if they have a product, if they have a service, and I've been doing that for a long time. I love contributing to causes and things that I believe in, that are with harmonizing with nature, the environment, children and nature, organic gardens, permaculture projects. For me, these are all interconnected with our new earth, and I'm very grateful for where I am in my own manifesting capabilities, I guess. When I look back at my life, it's 144 right now. That's something that's been coming up a lot. 144, prophetic times, these cosmic times where we are understanding ourselves as these creator beings. And it's incredible how many channels are out there, and I'm so grateful for so many of them that that confirm my own experience. Because somebody posted the other day, what is truth? And I thought to myself, what is truth except your own experience, your own embodied wisdom, which is what my whole channel has been about for the last few years. Is what is the embodied wisdom that I can share with the world, that connects with other people's information, sacred texts, the Bible, the God Code, the the I Ching, the gene keys, the astrological charts, all these things. It's kind of like decoding the matrix, okay? And in the Mayan, I'm a white solar wizard, and I noticed that a lot of us wizards love to do that. And we are also in a timeless realm, which is the soul, and the contribution to the memory, social memory complex, as in the law of one, and what we are here to contribute to the whole of humanity. So again, we do have to pass through a stage of a certain self-centeredness, a certain self-loving, where we really love ourselves and all that. But what happens is, at some point, you even transcend your own personality, your own persona, your own culture, your own biology to become consciousness, to contribute to the collective whole of humanity and where we're heading as a species. And for me, this is what I feel is I get excited about understanding how I can do that and how I can assist others on their own path. And so I thought, because I just came across these incredible books and teachings by Ernest Holmes, who was a New Thought leader back in the early 20th century, 1918, I believe he wrote these books, or one book anyways. And so we can see that this is over 100 years ago. It's like, wow, how did these people tap into? And again, we look, well, it's they connected a lot of dots, and for some it's through Christianity and science, and others it's yoga, and whether it's through the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita or other texts, you start to see that the thread that runs through all of these is really the same. It brings us back to oneness and to our creator capacity as creator beings. We were made in the image of God to remember and to align with God's source. And so it's a journey to understand that and to start to be fully responsible for your thoughts, for your life, for the choices we make on a daily basis of aligning with life force and or not. So and again, there's no good or bad. It's just a contrasting duality to assist us to make those choices, those higher choices, to embody more and more love, basically. Love and bliss. Bliss is and even next level. And so those are mystery teachings with different, I've done a few mystery schools and come to understand through my own bodily experience what the Kundalini is, how we can dissolve through breath into everything and merge back. And a lot of people are talking about lucid dreaming and bilocation. And I know I've been doing that also in certain cases. But I'm not an expert in that, and I wouldn't be recommending any of that to anybody unless you're following your own guidance. Again, I am sharing my own wisdom, and I was able to heal myself through being a very, very bad accident a long time ago when I was 13 years old, and my legs were broken and I was in a wheelchair and I was told I would never walk again, and I refused that. And so a little bit like Joe Dispenza's story, where he came to realize that he could imagine himself into a future where that would not exist. So that's what I did, except I didn't realize that I was doing it because I wasn't aware. I didn't have the, you can only look back on your life once you've gotten to a certain place. So I healed myself through my thoughts, again, through alignment with God's source, because the creator, the creative force is bigger and stronger than anything that we as humans can fully understand. And so it's about, this is what the teachings are about, which is why I would like to read Dr. Ernest Holmes' texts, because, trying to explain all this, again, I see throughout my life how many times I've manifested things, and sometimes pretty quickly, and whether they're really good or really bad, if your emotional state is not being centered, where you're not fully feeling deep peace and alignment, then it could spin out of control, and perhaps you're going to get your worst nightmare manifesting. Perhaps you're going to get accidents. For example, I always had this vision of falling off a ladder, and like, did I project it, or was it already something that happened on the timeline later on in my life that I kept seeing until it finally did happen? I'm not really 100% sure, because the time, as we know, doesn't exist the way that it's non-linear, and we can go into the past, into the future, but really we can only do that when we're fully in the 0 point now, where everything and nothing exists at the same time. So again, Dr. Joe Dispenza's teachings are all about this. And yeah, I talk about these things on my channel too. But again, I don't look too much in the past for what it was all about learning. And, I went through heartbreaks and things like that. But heartbreaks can lead to major breakthroughs, as we know. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So we're here not to suffer, though. This is the thing. This is what I want to share. And again, people will take it or leave it. When you're ready, you get what you need when you need it, and you hear what you need to hear. For those with eyes to see and ears to hear, we are in times of truth and revelation. So I believe that when you have a pure, kind heart and you want to make the world a better place, then you will thrive. The doors will open. You can, because I really, really wish the same to others as I do for myself. I know that the other is me. We're all one. So you're not in competition anymore. And it's not about my idea. I did this, my identity, my label, my brand, my me. And again, it's a phase in our evolutionary soul journey to go through that, and it's important, and I'm not dismissing that, and that whole process needs to happen. It happens, but there is a point where you release all of that, and it's not about you anymore, but what you can channel from source directly, and then share it. So if your channel is open and pure and with heart intention and strength and courage and all these beautiful qualities, then I do believe that we can become those channels of pure information, which is what I believe Ernest Holmes was doing. And again, I have so much to learn from this person, because I've read the book. I wanted to read it again, and I thought, why don't I read it online and have and I did a meditation on this, and I asked, and I was like, yeah, go for it. This is something that will benefit so many people, as it's been benefiting me. I'm excited about the projects that are ongoing for me. I love that I took a little bit of a rest, and I'm an entrepreneur. I love creating new opportunities to enhance my life and anyone that I'm connected with. So, my friends, sorry about that, the flashing, but it's not going to stop me. Nothing can stop me at this stage, because if you're with God, then who can be against you, right? That doesn't exist anymore. It's almost like a nightmare. And I don't know about you, but when I was a child, I had tons of nightmares. Like maybe there was too many horror movies that I saw way too young, so my psyche was affected by that. But for whatever reason, there was a lot of darkness that I was witness to, that I experienced also. Very dark. And again, perhaps I was a victim for a while. It is in my my hologenetic code to have the victim consciousness, but then finally to transcend it, and the victim is just another stage, and it's in a shadow frequency. But after that, you become you thrive. You transcend the lower, darker forces. And as we're doing this internally, we're witnessing that externally as well. And I believe this is the time that we are in a deep process collectively, and some are ahead and some are coming along, and that's the thing. Eventually maybe we'll have a big solar flash or something happen. We really can't tell. Some psychics are talking about that. And then others talk about the Bible and the coming of Christ again. Now, I believe that it's Christ consciousness, that we are the noosphere. So we're going from the technosphere to the noosphere. This is Pierre Teilhard de Chardin teachings. If you're interested in that, you can check it out. I think that we're becoming united with the Gaia, the Nova Gaia, the Pachamama, the planetary field, because we are that, and we're also cosmic, and we're eternal beings. So something incredible is happening where we are connecting the dots on those levels of being indigenous to the land and also cosmic beings from the stars. And those things it's not one or the other, it's both. It's embracing the fact that we are both. So with that, I will start reading. I'm going to just hold the microphone, but I will step away from the camera. So thank you for being here, and I will continue recording this incredible book. See you. Introduction. The hand of eternal progress is brushing the cobwebs from the corridors of time, and is again revealing to the human race the mysteries of being. As there is nothing new under the sun, the searchlight of truth is bringing to light only what has been known to the few in all generations. The time has now come when the few must become the many. The whole world, from the least to the greatest, must know the truth, so that man may understand the great laws that govern his life. He must learn to control his own destiny, to heal his own body, and bring happiness to his own soul. Ignorance must vanish, and understanding must be ushered in. Man is no longer to be governed by anything outside himself. Creeds, doctrines, churches, institutions, organizations, governments are all being changed to give place to the realization of the individual. There is a power in and through all that is working this great transformation. All that will not measure up to the standard must fall by its own weight. All that is in line with the truth must prosper. The time is at hand. We are in the greatest age of all history. We are in the age of the unifying of all people and all things into the ever-present one. The temple, not made with hands, is now being silently built by the emancipated souls of this planet. This little book is an attempt to explain what each soul must discover for himself, that he stands in the midst of an eternal creative power, which presses itself around his own thought, and casts back to him glorified all that he thinks. If it awakens within the consciousness of one single individual the realization that the mind of the universe, which is the only mind that there is his own mind, that the creative power of this mind is his also, that the manifestation of this mind is his own individuality, that the love and power and peace of this mind is within himself, it will not be written in vain. May it then do much in simplifying and bringing to light some of the deeper mysteries and meanings of life. Ernest Holmes, October 1st, 1918. Part 1. In the beginning, God. Clear and expressive are these words. In the beginning, God only. No manifest universe, no system of planets, nothing of form or life, of brute or man. God was a spirit of all that was to be, but he had not yet moved upon the waters. Then this all being moved, or began to create. Where did spirit move upon? What did it move to create? Where did it get a pattern? What means or power did it employ? Through what agencies did it work? In short, what is the world, ourselves included, made out of? And how did we and all else come into being? These questions, correctly answered, would solve the problem of being and set man free. Let us consider the spirit was all. There was nothing else but itself, all-inclusive, everywhere, infinite. This all spirit could have had the impulse to move, unless it were self-conscious. Therefore, the spirit is the power that knows itself. It is accordingly all-knowing as well as all-present. Being one, undivided, whatever it knows all, instantly. We find then that the spirit operates through self-knowing. It moves, and that inner movement must be one of infinite power, moving upon itself. Since it is all and with a definite purpose, the spirit then moves upon itself and makes out of itself all that is made. In other words, what we see comes from what we do not see, through some inner intelligence at work which knows there is no power but itself. The things that are seen are not made of the things that do appear. The only possible operation of intelligence is thought, or word. So all things were made by the word, and without the word was not anything made that hath been made. How simple the process of creation when we understand it. The Spirit speaks, and since there is nothing but the Spirit, and it is all power, it has only to speak, and it is done. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. From the Word then comes forth all that appears. Each life, human or divine, each manifestation is a different kind of word coming into expression. The great fact to dwell upon is that spirit needs nothing to help it. It is self-conscious and has all power and all ability to do whatever it wishes to accomplish. It operates simply by speaking. It is hard to get a clear concept of this great ceaseless cause, this something from which all things come. At times we get into a maze of confusion when we attempt to realize what the Spirit means. It is then that we should think of it as the great reason behind everything. Being all knowledge, it must know itself and it must know everything it creates. So it knows us and it knows everyone. Since it is all presence, we can contact anywhere and will never have to go through some particular spot to find it. As it is all-knowing and operates through the power of the word, it knows everything we think. Just how it creates we cannot know and need not attempt to understand, for whatever this process of creation is, we find it is always an inner thought process. We should keep this in mind. The Spirit makes all things out of itself. Everything comes into being without effort. And when we exert ourselves, we are not in accord with the creative spirit in the way in which it works. The impulse of the spirit to move must be caused by a desire to express what it feels itself to be. Beauty, form, color, love, life, power. All things else we find in the manifest universe are attributes of the spirit and are caused to spring into being through the word, because the spirit wants to enjoy itself. We find then that the word, which is the inner activity of thought, comes first in the creative series, and all else comes from the effect of the word operating upon a universal substance.